Gentlemen and the gentlest of ladies, welcome back to the best of the worst reality TV. We are your hosts, Kitch and Cassandra, and we are ready to go all the way tonight with Married at First Sight, the commitment ceremony, the first of many. Well, we hope. Let's see, where are we at tonight, Kay?
Well, first of all, I just wanted to ask the question, how noisy are the coffee machines in this show? Like, how is
No,
yours that noisy?
definitely not. There's a lot. I think it just adds to the drama. Maybe they just, or maybe it's one of those things that, will drive couples slowly apart because the noise of the machine that you put on in the morning makes you want to murder them.
Because it's like
Mm,
grinding bones. Or does it have a mic of its own? I don't know. I did
hmm
just want to say, because we have similar
hmm
figure types, although hers is much better, how good did Alessandro
Oh,
look
beautiful.
today? The outfit, the hair, the
Mm,
makeup, all of
yeah,
it.
even Mel's hair as well was looking on point. Um, But I'm also noticing with John a striking resemblance. I think it's been shown in some social medias that he looks like Mr. Bean. Now,
Oh,
listeners, you may
yes.
recall this slapstick comedian, very famous in the early 90s, maybe late 90s. I don't know. Um, he still does movies and things now. But yeah, now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it.
I want to know why it's taken so long for us to see it.
Yeah,
It's season 9.
how did we not know this?
What up? What up with that? That's bizarre. Do you follow Mel Schilling on social media?
No.
Well, I follow all
Mm,
of those bitches, and what I love about her is on social media, she's not afraid to be completely
mm,
makeup for like she looks gross sometimes. Like there was this kind of sweaty photo of her. I think she'd gone for a bike
okay.
ride. No makeup. You could actually see chin hairs and all
Wow.
of that happening.
Yeah.
Which is what
Yeah.
happens in middle age, you know? I
Uh-huh.
may have one myself. Um, but yes, gorgeous. She looked gorgeous in the UK production, the last one, and she looked gorgeous tonight as well. But just Alessandro, because she does have the, I guess,
hmm
larger bust region, which can be very hard to dress. I know it sounds like, oh, yeah, you're so lucky. But when it comes to clothes, of course, there's a reason why fashion models are flat chested
Mm.
and everything looks better like that. So it can be hard to dress. And so I'm like keeping my eye on what she's wearing.
Mm. Yes, tonight was kind of some
Yeah.
throwover. There was some black and red. I don't know. I don't
Ugh, yeah. I mean, was it that interesting? Should we start from the
know. Let's
bottom
do it. Let's
instead of the
mix it
top?
up a bit. Let's get dramatic first. We've got Holly
So
and
Holly and
Andrew.
Andrew.
Yes. Our not so favorite Yank got a bit of a dressing down from the experts, didn't he?
Well, not as much as I would have liked. And have you heard the rumor on social media that, when he walked out and went hey y'all,
Mm,
send me my stuff, he was ready to go for real, which to be honest, I don't really believe because he's so thirsty for fame. But the rumor is that Holly and Andrew both were offered $3,000. I think that's a week to continue filming. Now, as a reminder, the contestants don't officially get paid on this show at all, unlike, say, the
I
US
did not
version.
know any of that. Okay.
Um, no, but Mikey
Mm,
from a couple of seasons ago has let it slip that they get about $1,000 per week in like a per diem
okay.
expenses, which he revealed was tax free, which I'm not sure the tax office is going to agree with. And I do remember the like actors equity minimum wage a couple of years ago was 1,200 a week. So I suspect they're paying the actors equity
Mm,
amount as a
mm,
per diem or an expense account because they're not officially actors,
no.
are they?
Well, no.
So they can't get the actors equity. Yeah, well,
Officially.
officially,
Yes.
I said officially. So they were allegedly offered $3,000, I think, per week to stay and film, which, believe me, $3,000 a week would not be enough for me to stay
Oh,
anywhere near Andrew. But
not half of what you would need, not a quarter, not anything enough to stay with that man. Wow. I really couldn't believe when he thought, when Holly had gone and baked those cakes, we didn't know what they were made of, but look, she'd put something together and put them on his door and written him a little note as well. And he still wanted her to come begging for his mercy and for his, to apologize to him. Um, and, she's got his work cut out for her to make it up to him. I'm like, really?
uh,
Really? I don't know, $3,000 when he's already stated at the start, not his human. Holly was not his human.
gross,
I'm so confused then
gross.
because even the experts, maybe the experts aren't in cahoots with the producers or whoever is paying them because they were also shocked when they both wrote. Well, when he especially wrote to stay.
Well, yeah, maybe they're not in cahoots, who knows? But remember you were saying that in a clip for
Hmm.
like the next episode, there was someone in a
Yes.
cream jacket who wrote
Yes.
leave. I did notice Selin was wearing a
I
cream jacket
did. I
in this
did.
episode. But also remember I flagged that sometimes they're a
Yes,
little
you
bit
did.
sneaky, deceptive,
Hmm.
some might say. And yeah, they'll show you someone writing down leave, but when you actually get to the scene
Mm,
or the show, they've crossed it out and wrote stay. And that's exactly what
yes,
happened today.
yes. Um, yeah, but either way, Holly had written stay, so that would have meant that he was stuck there anyway, wouldn't it? Doesn't it?
That's true.
Mm,
Yeah, it wouldn't have made a difference. It was just his passag, like, you're on
yeah,
thin ice, you've got your work cut out for you, and what up he did, he
yeah.
said they'd never
I
kissed.
was so shocked by that. I was like, wait a minute, you've had sex. But then it wasn't the right type of kissing for him. It's not the right type of sex, not the right type of kissing. This man.
Not the right time to have a baby. He did say when he saw her walking down the
Yeah,
aisle, he
pretty
got a hard
much. Yeah.
on. Well, he was attracted to her. Did you think he came across as really way more Texan in this episode? Like the clueless redneck Texan stereotype?
Maybe, or just that really intense, um, I'm right, I know everything that's right, very forthright kind of personality, that American or Texan personality. You listen to me and my way's the highway.
Everything's bigger
Bigger
in
in
Texas, that kind of
Texas.
thing. And that's not exclusive to Texas. I've met lots of people like that in my
Mm,
life, but Texas seems to be famous for like their way is the
mm,
right way. They're sort of separate from the rest of the USA. And this bugbear he's got about Holly yelling at him, I don't want to be in that situation. I don't want to,
yeah.
blah, blah, blah. So do you remember the time, or a couple of
Mm,
chats back when we were talking about Alan is snoring? And I was saying how I grew up in Queensland. The houses are built of like paper up there because it's hot. And I could hear my
yeah.
parents snoring
Yes, I
from the front
remember.
yard.
Yes.
You remember that? Well, what I could also hear on a daily basis, it seemed, were married couples fighting and screaming at each other. It's
Mm,
not that unusual. It's just that people
mm.
live in brick houses or whatever, soundproofed houses, and you can't hear it. So, what is his obsession with Holly screaming at her once and therefore that's a write off? That's it. Don't want to hear it, don't want to see it. Like, he's been married before? Like, surely it's not the first person
Yeah,
anyone's yelled at
absolutely. I just don't understand how he can go around being brutally honest and not yelling things at her, but being really hurtful. But, when somebody raises their voice back to him because he's being hurtful, he just expects them to come begging for an apology.
Oh, God. Is it just that he's so gross and he's the villain this year? and we really need to get rid of
We
him.
so do. Even when there was a close up of his face, I could see his cauliflower ear even more protruding, and it was just giving me the absolute ick. I was like, this person is gross.
Me too. I mean, there's a phrase that we used to use back in the day called "he makes me want to
No,
piss blood."
I have
Have
not
you ever
heard that
heard that?
lovely localism.
And I'm not even sure what it means. It's just it was just a really extreme way of saying that someone really made you sick without using an official swear
Oh,
word.
I like it.
And
Yeah.
that's how I feel about him.
Oh, absolutely.
Ugh,
Um,
yuck.
Even as well when they were walking away, this one I did find a bit funny. Holly was quite even more irate by the result, but even though he'd written stay, I was confused by her being upset by it all. She was even more angry at the
Oh, she
end.
hated his guts. She was really getting onto Selin
Mm,
territory there. I read that as being this is like a way yet again for him to make himself look better
yes.
and her look bad, because in his head that's how it is. It's just like, oh yes, I was going to write leave, like for his own well-being, because don't forget she's raised her voice. Oh, I sound like Celine then, don't I? Raised her voice, princess. um but no, no, no. I thought I'm not a quitter, and
Yeah.
I
You
picked it,
begged
didn't I? I
it.
pegged it. No pun intended, or pun intended. Yeah, I did pick that he would be doing. I don't give
mm,
up. I'm not a quitter, and he did
mm.
exactly that. I couldn't believe it. Just made
Oh,
me sick. And do you know what I just
what?
remembered as well? He's all pissed off that she
Mm,
hasn't apologized, and was all like
mm.
confused and horrified when the experts even suggested that the brownies slash cupcakes slash poo cakes could have been an
Yeah,
apology.
I
That
know.
never crossed his mind. But he also has not written or
Yeah,
even said thank you to Holly
exactly.
for
Or
those.
apologize for his behavior. He's just hiding
Oh,
behind
that'll
this
never, no.
brutal honesty bullshit. Oh, he's making me angry now.
Oh, I know,
Oh,
I'm getting riled up as well. And you're right. We shouldn't be spending all this time on someone as disgusting as him that makes us piss blood.
yes. Absolutely. But one last thing, one last thing. Holly
Okay.
also, you were talking about how Andrew said, I'm not a quitter. And Holly's reasoning was, she's going to stay because she believes in the experts. They put these two people together for this reason, and it's not the $3,000, I'm sure. Um, but this made me think, going, this is why you possibly need to always get a second, third, fourth opinion on something like this. And your love life, and possibly get your friends involved, get your family, get everyone's opinion on the person.
Oh, well, I mean,
Mm.
usually that happens when they have, like, is it homestay week or
Oh,
whatever, when they go and they meet their parents and their friends
of
and family and
course.
whatever. But I mean, this has gone so sour so
Mm.
quickly that, oh God. And imagine if, do you think Texans are going to come over? Surely it was COVID, because the
Yes.
weddings were in COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I think we're
The
safe there, but
Zoom,
there's
the
Zoom.
Zoom.
There's Zoom. Yeah.
Um,
Oh
I
man.
know. And then her poor sleeve of her dress at the end. She was crying.
What?
She's just rubbing her nose in her makeup and nose and snot and God knows what else was
Oh,
on the
that's
sleeve of her dress. But it
right.
didn't matter. She needed a wash anyway, as she said herself.
Oh, look, I know I've got 500 kids and do, 4, 5, 6 loads of washing a day, but surely you would wash it after every wear, regardless of how much
Yeah,
snot
and
was
before you
on
go on
it.
TV would be nice.
You would
Mm,
think that,
mm.
yes.
Okay, that
Mm.
is enough before we get more riled by the two of them, it seems. We'll see if they survive another week together, and if we do, commenting and judging these people. Um, who do we have next?
What did you think about the parent teacher interview, Samantha and Al?
Well, he was really excited to be there and to try harder. You could see the earnestness in his eyes. He really is going for an A grade, A plus.
I do have a bit of a
Mm.
personal question for you because I know the answer for the majority of
Mm.
Australians in this country. What was the first dish that you could make from start to finish by yourself
Oh.
as a child? Like a dinner?
Oh, it was very simple back in the early 80s, 90s. It was boiled vegetables, some potatoes, and some.
I'm sorry, there's so many jokes I could say about that, but I won't.
They get their own name. They're not just any old vegetable. And then a type of meat. So it was meat and three
So meat
veg.
and three
Yeah,
veg, we
yeah.
would call it.
It's a delicacy in some places.
Oh, that's pretty stock standard here as well. But I would say that most people's first dish that they could make was spaghetti
Mm.
bolognese. And the reason I'm pointing that out, of course, is what is the dinner that Al made
Yes.
for
That we believe he
Samantha?
did. We didn't see him in the kitchen. It could have been Ubered or Deliverooed or DoorDashed to their door, but no, let's give him the benefit of the doubt that he was in that kitchen slaving away for her, for his one true love wife.
The
Spaghetti.
spaghetti bolognese, which we learned to cook before the age of
Yes.
10 in most cases in
Yes.
this country.
Um, yeah, and it's a bit of a
What up?
messy food as well to eat.
Oh, well, he's not thinking about that. He's thinking, oh, what could I pretend to cook or what would be
Mm.
believable. I remember when Michael, like from Stacey and Michael in season
Hmm.
7, he's a rich boy. He actually did Deliveroo this like fish thing because Stacey's got an eating disorder, so it couldn't be spaghetti bolognese
Oh,
because carbs. So he actually got a like fine dining restaurant to deliver the food that he allegedly made for
genius.
her.
Genius.
Genius. I think she was onto it, but she didn't
Well,
say
you'd just be
so.
delighted to get a lovely meal presented in front of you, especially if it's from somebody that's never cooked before, apparently. It's quite, shocking.
Is this
This is
Samantha or
Stacy.
Stacey?
Stacy. I don't know if Samantha really
Well,
ate that,
yeah.
but.
Well, Stacey openly admits she has an eating
Oh,
disorder, so I don't think she would care what was put in front of her. She'd probably just have a few polite little bites. But yeah, I think fish and veg is appropriate for that with the
yeah.
low carb count. Samantha, I mean, we this is the thing with having so many couples
Mm,
still around. Like we don't get any detail. Like I would have loved to have seen Samantha in all her beauty and grace and
yes.
fashion shoveling spaghetti bowl down her face,
The
cheese,
extra
extra
cheese.
cheese all over
Mopping it up
herself.
with some garlic bread. Delish.
That's
Yes.
it. That's it.
I was really
But anywho, yeah,
confused
whatever. Spaghetti bowl.
by the fact that she said in to the experts, I know I'm not easy. And she was almost teary. So I definitely think we're missing a bit of them or what was said because I think honestly, if she is teaching him how to use every appliance in that house and cook, she is being more than easy. She is being very easygoing.
I took that. Now, apparently we only see 1% of what
Mm.
gets filmed, but I took that based on what we saw was she got a bit of a semi bollocking from the experts about always taking the lead and taking over and not giving Al the opportunity to step in and lead. And I thought she took that as like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm doing stuff
Um,
wrong, because that traditionally is how women take
mm,
criticism or constructive feedback, if we want to call it. You know, guys, on the other hand, not so much. Andrew, um, that's how I took that. I don't know that there was anything more than
we
that, but
will.
we'll find out, I guess, over the next few
Mm. And I also want to
episodes.
know if he's taking the lead in cleaning the toilet. Who's doing those jobs? Is it the women again? Is she doing everything around the house? Hopefully, she has left clear instructions or pointed him to YouTube on how to do everything and especially the cleaning. So he's upping his game naturally, naturally. Well, with assistance, but not hers.
Well, I had a similar thought in the sense that, he was all puppy doggish and he went, I probably aren't. And I'm going to pull up the English again. I probably aren't as mature as you'd like me to be, was the exact line. That's not correct, by the way. Even on
No.
TikTok, not. Um, So he's admitted he's not as mature as she might like, and he mentioned the washing
Hmm.
machine, and he was saying, "You'll never have to ask me again. I know how to use it now." And I think the experts probably should have pulled him up on that, and not knowing how to use a washing machine, especially a Fisher and Paykel. I mean, it's pretty
Yeah.
easy to work out. But I'm going to make a
Mm.
bold prediction that Sam will indeed have to teach Al how to use that exact same washing machine many, many more times before he nails it. But then what next? Like, what's it going to be next?
Yes.
Cleaning a toilet?
Yes.
A
I
dryer?
know.
An oven?
Oh,
Sky's the
that
limit.
whole apartment is full of appliances craving for him to press the go button.
So
Mm,
unlikely, though. So,
I know you
I love
do.
Al.
I
I
know.
love Al. And I would definitely be with Al, in a fantasy world, if he worked at a high paying consultancy where we could outsource every single one of these tasks.
Yes,
Until then,
I
isn't he a
think
chippy?
so. Yeah, he's going to be coming in dirty. He's going to be having lots of dirty clothes that needs washing, and he hasn't been doing one of those loads. Mm, I don't know. She is one patient lady. But as I said, she's his mother, not a lover. So let's see if he takes the lead.
Oh, look, I would argue that many, many, many wives on the planet become their
Mm,
husband's mother. It's
yeah,
just not in
not
week
in week two,
two.
please.
Not in week two.
Ugh.
Ugh,
Right.
who's
Who
next?
is next? We have Selin and Anthony. Well, well, well.
All right, tell me your
Well, she
thoughts.
also got a dressing down from the experts. She again was smirking away. She really didn't understand the impact of her words. She's quite a tough cookie, I think. I thought that she
Mm.
really she said she's not known for being sensitive. She doesn't like being vulnerable. She used words, being vulnerable or whatever. So she's quite dismissive of those emotions. So I don't know if her and her tiny, teeny, tiny word stay represents her commitment to this marriage.
Absolutely. And I
Mm,
love a passag, a
mm,
passive aggressive. And that tiny stay was absolutely so passive aggressive. Loved it. Anthony, you know how, look, both of them, they're so, like, I was bored
mm.
when they were talking. How many times can Anthony say vulnerable? It's like the producer said, your little part to play on this show is you're going to be the vulnerable one. And
Yeah.
he just says it over and over again in his private school accent. I think it's only a theory. I've never met him. Um, Don describing Selina's talking like a
Mm, yes.
trash fest. I thought was true, but also a little unfair because as I discussed, that's probably what
Mm.
I would have done at the dinner party. Got my little friendies together.
I totally would have done that
I don't
too. You
know.
would. That's what the gang is
Yeah.
for. Giving you some feedback.
Oh,
You need to know
look,
what's happened. You've just gone through this traumatic event where your husband has abandoned you on your honeymoon. You have to, talk to your nearest and dearest about it. Well, the people that you've met, a week ago. Um, yeah,
yeah,
it's fair.
once.
It's fair.
It's fair enough. Yeah.
Also, she said, I shouldn't have used those words in the real world. And as your
Interesting.
favorite expert, Alessandro, she said, well, this is the real world. What are you doing? He's your husband. Damn straight. She needs to be more compassionate. Or is she just going through the motions, perhaps?
Well, this is actually quite interesting because we can come out with a few different. I mean, we've
Mm,
got the cult theory that we've been doing for a
mm.
few episodes now. Another one just sprung into my head was maybe she's like an online
Oh,
gamer and she's got a virtual
hmm,
reality life, and maybe she can say stuff there, but not in the real world. Is it the Matrix like type situation?
yes, maybe.
Oh, I'm more interested in
Yeah.
her now. I was really bored, but now I'm like, oh, what did she mean by
I
that?
know. What's her alternate universe?
What did you think of the experts' advice? Do you remember?
Um,
It was, oh, guys, oh, you get to move in back
be
together. Yay.
friends.
And be friendly. Yay. And show respect. Yay. Oh,
Oh,
like that's
I
gonna
know.
work.
I will give them 2 days, 2 days, but and especially with next week. Next week is Sex Best Week.
Oh,
Yes, it's
no.
arrived.
I'd block that. I was focusing on the intruders. Hey, that just made me realize Andrew and Holly weren't told to move back in.
Oh, you're right. Where are they going to go?
How are they gonna like be friendly?
Respectful.
Show respect. Okay, interesting. Conflicting advice on, clearly both toxic
Yeah.
relationships for different
Oh, we'll have to
reasons.
see where they end up. Hmm. Okay.
Okay,
Mm.
moving on. Ugh.
Who was next?
Was it Dom and Jack that was quick? She just talked about her
Shocked
period and
everybody.
that was
You could
it.
see Al and Mitch crawling behind the couch when she mentioned having sex in her period. The boys really didn't know what to do.
Yeah, but
That was
that's
it.
pretty much the whole conversation. And they went,
Yes.
"Ooh, we'll
Love you,
stay."
babe. Love you. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Ella and Mitch. Well, God, I loved her yellow pants and trainers.
Me
Nice.
too.
Yes,
Sporty
they were
Spice.
looking fantastic, both of them. And as Ella, she was very good in how she worded her conversation or feedback to Mitch about him really not having any depth. And she turned it around towards her, going, maybe I need to get on his level and just not be as deep or intense in future, almost putting herself down a bit, because she thought maybe that had affected her having
Hmm.
previously not having relationships for, I think, was it 9 or 7 years, she said. But Alessandro again picked her up and said, no, you need to have the depth, you need to have that intensity between each other.
Yeah. Look, I felt a bit of fear when I saw that because my fear is that Ella is not getting airtime because of Mitch's,
Oh,
Beckham
yes,
type.
yes.
You can't put him on, like, you can take photos of him, I think a good
Mm,
still model, but television, I mean, no, because he can't string a sentence together.
no.
I don't think Ella needs to get anywhere
No,
near Mitch's
definitely
level.
not. Definitely not.
I did notice they got roused at by the
Oh,
experts a little bit for being like so in love, and so it's not meant. They're saying it's not meant to be
yes.
easy. You've got to push boundaries and all that. But why didn't that sickening couple,
Oh,
Olivia and Jackson, they
so
didn't get roused
sickening.
at?
They're just, well, maybe they're love's young dream or whatever this saying is, but I don't understand why they didn't get roused because they were disgustingly in love. Really, really put it away. All their
Don't know.
kissing and
Yeah,
cuddling. I know we're here for the marriage. I understand. Okay, but God, it's just a little bit too much. Those two.
it
Mm.
is. Yeah. But any more on Mitch and Ella before we go
Um,
down that disgusting
no,
road?
let's see. I want her to hang around for her fashion as well. I love how she's looking, what she's bringing.
Yeah, if only, I mean, if we start the wife swapping, or the
Mm,
partner swapping thing, Ella might be able to stay and Mitch just goes and we just take, look at nice
yeah,
photos of him on Instagram.
perfect. I like the plan. I like that plan. Let's see if
Winning.
if they go with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I'd like
Um,
that. Anyway, El Grosso, Olivia and Jackson.
I know. They're just in love. That's it. They've made it. They've made the show. This is going to be one of the successful ones. They're going to be having babies. They're going to be coming back maybe for seasons in the future, going, this is how you do it. Look at us. They'll be around for their, Jubilee wedding or something. I don't know, whatever that is. Yes, they were just perfectly paired.
Not so fast,
What?
Kay. I heard Olivia say the words that they match on a deep
Mm-hmm.
level. Is that your interpretation of deep?
They said that they had the same ideas about, I don't know, I tuned out. Was it,
Totally understandable. Oh, like family
yes,
values and just things you get over
yes.
on the first date. There's a lot,
I
lot
know,
more to
but
go
they're
there.
young. They don't see it that way. She's 20 something, isn't she?
Oh, I think
Okay.
half the cast are. I'm not sure about that, but you think you connect on a deep level, and you've got the same
Mm.
values and ethics, and ooh, they all match like all five, and then you find out later, someone votes liberal or something like
Yes.
that. that didn't come up
I know you got to
early
hang
on.
around. This is why we'll have to see how they, if they do, you're right, if they do make it through for a few more rounds and see what really kicks off between them.
Have you heard the gossip or news about her weight loss?
Yes, I have. I don't like it. No.
Me neither. Let's discuss.
So, did they say she went down below 50 kilos? Or, wow.
45, yeah.
And they had a picture side by side, and she just didn't look as well. She didn't look good. And then, I don't know who you're doing that for. Why do you get obsessed with it? I don't know. There's so many different reasons.
But do you know how she lost it? She got a gastric band at the age of 22, which had to be through the private system because no public
Mm,
system would do that. And when she started, her starting weight was 95 kilos, which is far lower than anyone I've ever known has been able to get a gastric band sleeve.
wow. Yeah, because 95 isn't by any means that big. No.
No, I mean, I'm not saying I'd like to be 95. It is probably time to lose some weight. But to get surgery, I always thought you had to be at least like 110, 120 kilos. That's for a woman, and a man even more, like a massive morbidly
Yes. Yeah.
obese BMI.
Yes. Like you have to get
Yeah.
air lifted out of your house type of thing.
Oh,
I used to love those shows when they'd show those people. I did. I did.
you did not. Like my 600-pound
Yeah.
life, that
Yeah,
one.
they're great. Yeah.
Really?
Just just to see how people manage and survive and what they do. And but yes, she did not need to get gastric surgery. She's 22, but maybe this is something that had been, affecting her whole life.
I just think if you've got private health insurance, you can probably get close to
Mm.
anything you want. But anyway, that's a whole other conversation. Um, but I do need to talk to you more about this 600-pound life. Like, was it the grumpy doctor you liked? Was he the Jewish
He
doctor?
was quite aggressive, wasn't he? He was. Well, he
Yes.
would be. He's trying to sort out people and they're not listening to him.
Back to Olivia. She was wearing probably, I won't say my favorite outfit, but the most eye catching one, which was the puff
Hmm.
sleeve number, very 80s, very Anne of Green
Yes, the
Gables,
big polka dots.
black and white.
Yes.
And I noticed that Jackson said that she should wear a black shoe and not a cream shoe, which was absolutely the right choice. But why would he
I
say that?
know, but they're so involved. Would you take advice from your partner when you're getting ready for a night out? No, no,
Never, no. I've never had it. Like, no, no,
no,
they
they
don't care what
don't.
shoes you wear.
They don't. They really don't.
The only time they care is if the heels are too high and they think you won't be able to walk quickly and they'll have to get more taxis and, things like that. Like, otherwise, like the
No,
color, no way.
no.
Never in my life. And I'm really old.
Maybe they're just trapped in the apartment together and there's nothing on TV. So, yeah. What are you wearing,
Yeah.
babe?
Well, we know what they're spending their time doing. Look, on a closing note on this
Hmm.
grotesque couple, grossly happy in love, I should say, is that, look, they're saying everything feels right, everything's so good. They match on a deep level, which personally I think Olivia's probably said about every man she's ever dated. But Jackson, that's okay. He's a bit
Hmm.
pussy whipped at the moment. I just want to point out the Marilyn Monroe comparison
Hmm.
we keep saying that Arthur Miller also said all of those things about Marilyn Monroe when they got married, and look how that turned out. So time will tell. I am predicting this will go pear shaped. I am predicting Olivia will just be, as you say, her drug and alcohol problem
Yes.
in the bathtub, in tears, at the breakup. Um, Sad but true. This is just too good to last. It's not real. This is not real. This is not what happens. This is just the old fashioned lockdown where you're shagging a lot and you've got all of those love hormones. You can get
Can
those
you?
injected into you.
Oh my God, I want them.
Yes, they do it when you're, well, I mean, they don't do it for no reason. Like they do that when they're inducing a
Oh,
birth.
of
You know me, I've got 500
course.
kids. The love
Oh,
hormone. It's the only way
all
the
right.
species has
Yes,
survived. This love
yes.
thing. Yeah. Ugh,
Okay, who have
who's
we left?
next?
Cody and Selin.
That's
A little
right.
bit of drama as well there for our favorite little Pikachu. He was looking beautiful. She's just looking beautiful and broken. Oh. Um, how do you think that Cody managed to backtrack on what he had said? Do you think he'd done a good job?
No, no, I didn't. And I did like how she brought up the application process. We don't hear that, but they don't break the fourth wall or
Mm.
whatever that's called. She actually said to him, if you went into Asians, why didn't you put that on your application?
Oh, yes. And that's what I had also said about Andrew. If he didn't want a baby, why didn't he tick that box?
That's
Mm.
right. Yeah. Interesting. I don't think we'll ever get a straight answer from the application
Mm.
processing people. But you flagged early on
Oh,
that he was a terrible
yes.
communicator, which I hadn't picked up.
Yes. I did. I did. He said a lot of words, but he really wasn't communicating to that little beautiful girl.
And I think that
Mm.
really came out
Hmm.
today.
You could see. You could see. He was better on the couch, but I think he had really reflected about what he had said, how he'd made Selena feel, and knew he would be in front of those experts and the group and was going to get grilled if he hadn't something good to say. So I think he tried to ease her worries, make her feel loved, make her feel
Mm.
beautiful. Did you feel at the end that Alessandra might have been telling them to get in the bedroom together? Because I think it was either her or Mel who said, "We want to see some action from you, Cody." Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm.
I did pick that up and conveniently timed before
Mm.
Sex Pest Week. I thought he was just in damage control. Um, the kind of clip they did before the
Yeah.
couch, before the commitment ceremony, I thought he was just gaslighting because she said,
Yes.
you said this, and he
Yes.
went, no, I didn't. And she's like, yeah, I did. And then he said some kind of, oh, sorry, how that it's been
Yes.
taken like that. Oh, that infuriates me. I think Tamara, like when she was having that girl conversation, was a little bit grumpy that Selena was second and
I
Tamara was
did see her
first. Did you see her
face.
face?
But she has a very stern look, I think, anyway. But yes, I did think that she might have been a little bit um, put out that she was not number one.
Or
Mm,
even number two, because they were talking about how he likes that beachy look, that blonde, blue eyed,
mm,
classic, whatever, second wife, younger wife look. Um, so Samantha is that look, and I think Samantha and Tamara do look quite similar. But then putting Selena number two,
yeah.
Tamara was like, "Grr, I should have been number two. Selena should
Fancy
have been
me. Pick
three.
me,
Can you
Cody.
imagine?"
Pick me. Yes.
And I didn't like Selena saying this was the hardest decision of my life. Like, I know I love being dramatic and like exaggerating for effect, but if that is the hardest decision you've had to make in your life, then you've had a really easy life. And you just, I don't know, you need a little bit more
Yes,
hardship.
but she was a lone wolf and used to going things alone. But not anymore.
Great. That's my dream. I did. I've traveled the
Yeah.
world on my own. It's great. Horses for courses
Oh, I don't know where they're
and all
going to end
that.
up, but I do. I agree that he was gaslighting her a bit, going, but I didn't say that, or I didn't, if that's the way you heard it, that's the way you felt about my words.
Mm,
Mm,
I hate that so much.
grr. Right.
Lucky
Yes.
it was filmed because there's
Exactly.
receipts.
Exactly. We can go back there anytime.
Is
Dear
there one left? Tamara and Brent. Oh,
God. Well, Brent was the blindsided. He was up there in his brand new leather jacket, looking pretty smick, but not sure I'm a fan of the collarless shirt. But he was very much a little smitten love kitten, I thought. He thought that they had come a long way and they'd worked through some problems and they'd been intimate. And he thought the relationship was really progressing. But Tamara really didn't feel that way.
yeah. Now, Tamara looked to me either petrified,
Mm.
robotic, or in an abusive relationship. Now,
Hold up.
hold up. I'm not saying she's in the abusive relationship with
Okay.
Brent. because last year we had the person who had the relationship
Yes,
outside
Beck.
of
Yes.
Beck. Yeah, we found out later she had a relationship outside of the experiment, and she's now having a baby
Oh.
with that person. Something was not sitting right with me with Tamara's face because she looked scared of
Mm.
something
Mm.
somewhere. Um, I felt really uncomfortable hearing her speak.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was as simple as she knew she was going to say something that would blindside
Mm.
Brent. And I don't know. There's a couple of theories swirling around my head, and I think more will come out here and there, both in the social media and on thing. But for example, if she had a relationship outside of the experiment, and she went, "Oh yeah, I really like Brent,"
Mm.
that's going to look bad to the guy on the
Oh,
outside. You
absolutely.
know what I'm saying
Absolutely.
here? Yeah. So she seemed like a deer in headlights, and she was just trying to make the best of a bad situation. I just don't know what the bad situation is
Yeah.
yet, but something's not gelling
I
there
really
somewhere
like this
for
theory
me.
because she did look, quite scared in her eyes. And I thought that from what the clips that we see, as you say, the 1%, they seem to be getting on quite nicely behind closed doors. But then, yes, when you have to say in public what's been happening, um, I think maybe she did want to downplay how good they were getting on together. Mm,
I don't know, but something just did not sit right. It was odd, and I saw some sort of fear of something.
right. Let's keep watching this
I
space.
don't
I'm
know.
intrigued. Mm,
Yeah. Especially because don't forget, she said at the beginning that they'd had
yes.
sex.
Yes.
And it was always like, oh, should I have said
Mm,
that?
uh-oh.
Uh
But
oh.
what else is going to happen on the
Yeah,
show? Well, there was it Beck last year as well that barely kissed her husband for the whole series. So,
that's
and now we know
right.
why,
Yeah.
because she did have a relationship somewhere else. Oh my God, the drama.
I
All
know.
right.
Very excited about these intruders. I've been banging for them for
There seems to
ages.
be a lot of drama coming our way with these people. Just from the little bit that they showed tonight, the girl washing off her makeup, that poor bride.
Oh,
Wow.
obsessive compulsive disorder. It's a really, really sad disorder, but gosh, it's
Yeah,
can be funny. A bit like hoarding, that can be funny as well when it's quite serious. But
they're also, yes,
we're
we're
here
here to
to
judge,
laugh
laugh, criticize, analyze. We're here all night. Well, actually, we're not here all night.
for about 40 minutes. We're here. And there seems to be some sort of how I would describe at first sight as a slimy farmer. And that is not to say all farmers
Oh.
are slimy, some are nice. But there is a typical, don't
Mm.
forget, I grew up in Queensland in a farming area, typical, really kind of slimy, slick, shady. There's quite a lot of organized crime in
I did
Fruitnage.
hear that the herb industry was rife with shadiness. Okay.
Yes, shady, slimy, that
Mm.
smug look of someone who's like beating the
Yes.
system.
Yes. Okay.
Ugh, he looked like that. And I think that's the one that Dom goes, I don't like you. I don't like
Yes, that
you.
looks very dramatic. Do we have to wait a whole week for the dinner again?
I think
Okay.
so, but that's okay. We've got sex week. God, yeah, no, it's not okay. Gross. But I love that about Dom. Even I'm not that
Mm,
keen on the period talk, but whatever. I'll take that to get that cards on the table. I don't like you. I don't like
love
you.
it.
I love that stuff. But don't forget, I'm not
Love it. Let's see
Anglo-Saxon.
where it goes. I'm dying to see who she's pointing those fingers at. And then people are walking.
Yeah,
People are leaving the experts.
I know.
Okay.
I mean, walking out, I don't think that's the first time that's happened. So I don't know why John's saying, I've never seen anything like this before. So something else must happen as well. This is the
Mm.
teaser.
It looks like there definitely was a bit of a wife swap going on. I thought that Dom was on the couch with somebody that wasn't Mitch. I know so much. No,
Was it Mitch?
no.
Jack? You've forgotten his name again.
Who are these people? God, they're all just mixing it up. It's
But
always
it's always
Jack. I
Jack.
always
You always
forget.
forget
Oh
Jack.
God,
Oh, I know.
he
Yeah,
is.
he's forgettable, isn't he? He's like a sort of piece of wallpaper that's got to like shag Dom when on demand.
Good on her. She is going to be getting plenty of it next week. Mm.
With Mitch, by the sounds of it.
With all of them. It's going to be a late night show.
The uncut version. All
All
right, my
right, my
darling.
darling. Ta ta.
Ta-da!